Honey meets the Queen. Chapter 1. Purple Peter bowed to himself in the mirror. Your Majesty, he said, presenting to Christian of Beauclerk. Welcome to our school, Your Majesty. My name is Peter, Your Majesty. Thank you, Your Majesty. Goodbye, Your Majesty. Slowly, Purple Peter returns backwards, bowing and smiling. Oh, shut up, snarled Horitanni. He glared at Peter. If Peter said Your Majesty one more time, He would. Horitanni wasn't sure what he'd do, but it would be horrible. The Queen was coming to Honey's school. The real life Queen with her dogs and jewels and crowns and castles and beavers and knights and horses and ladies waiting was coming to see the tutor was had birth. Yet, for some reason, Horitanni has not been asked to give the Queen a bouquet. Instead, the head, Mrs. Albus had chosen Peter. Peter, why stupid, smelly, old ugly toad Peter? It was so unfair. Chapter 2. Just because Peter had more stress than anyone in the goodest gold book, what any reason to choose him? Honey should have been chosen. He would do a much better job than Peter. Besides, he wanted to ask the Queen how many TV she had. Now he'd never get a chance. Your Majesty, said Peter, bowing. Your Majesty, moaned Honey, cursing. Purple Peter ignored him. He'd been ignoring Honey a lot ever since he'd been chosen to meet the Queen. Come to think of it, anyone had been ignoring Honey. Isn't it darling? Said Mom for the millionth time. Isn't it fantastic? Said Dad for the billionth time. No, Honey had said. Chapter 3. Who wants to hang some rotten flowers to a stupid queen anyhow? Not the horrid Honey. And he separately didn't want to have his picture on the paper and everyone making a fuss. Bow, bouquet, answer the questions. Walk away, murmured Purple Peter. Then he paused. Always the bouquet, bow. Horitanni has just about enough to Peter showing off. You're doing it all wrong, said Honey. No, I'm not, said Peter. Yes, you are, said Honey. You're supposed to hold the bouquet up to her nose so she can have a sniff fever you can to give her. Purple Peter paused. No, I'm not, said Peter. Horitanni shook his head steadily. I think I whipped better presents, she said. Pretend I am the Queen. He picked up Peter's shiny silver crown, covered in the first jewels, and put in his hat. Purple Peter beamed. He'd been begging Honey to practice with him all morning. Ask me a question the Queen would ask, said Peter. Horitanni concerned. Why are you so smelly, little boy? Said the Queen, holding her nose. The Queen wouldn't ask that, gasped Purple Peter. Yes, she would, said Honey. Would. And I'm not smelly. Horitanni waved his hand in front of the face. Pooh, said the Queen. Take the smelly boy out the tower. Stop it, Honey, said Peter. Ask me a little questions, like my name or what year I am. Why are you so ugly? Said the Queen. Mom, we're Peter. Honey called me ugly and smelly. Don't be horrid, Honey, shouted Mom. Chapter 4. Do you want to me practice with you or don't you? Hissed Honey. Practice, said Peter. We're going down, said Honey. Purple Peter walked up to Honey and bowed. Long, said Honey. You don't bow to Queen. You're cursy, said Peter. Mrs. Audubon hadn't said anything about cursing, but I'm a boy. The lights changed, said Honey. Everyone curses now. Peter hissed. Are you sure? Asked Peter. Yes, said Honey. And when you meet the Queen, you put your thumb on your nose and wiggle your fingers like this. Horrid Honey cooked a soup. Purple Peter gasped. Mrs. Audubon hadn't said anything about thumbs on nose, but that's rude, said Purple Peter. Not to the Queen, said Horrid Honey. You can't just say hi to the Queen like she's a person. She said, she's the Queen. There were special rules. If you get it wrong, she can chop off your head. chop off his head. Mrs. Audubon hasn't said anything about chopping off head. That's not true, said Peter. Yes, it is, said Honey, isn't it? Horace Honey sighed. If you get it wrong, you'll be locked in the tower, he said. It's high reason to greet the Queen long way. Everyone knows that. Perfect Peter paused. Mrs. Audubon hasn't said anything about being locked up in the tower. I don't believe you, Honey, said Peter. Honey shrugged. Okay, just don't blame me when you get your head chopped off. Come to think of it, said Peter. There was a lot of head chopping when people met kings and queens, but surely that was just in the olden days. Mom, screamed Peter. Mom ran into the room. Hannah said I have to curtsy to the Queen, wailed Peter, and then I get my head chopped off yet I go wrong. Mom glared at Honey. How could you be so horrid, Honey, said Mom. Go to your room. Fine, screeched horrid Honey. I practice with you, Peter, said Mom. Borrow Bouquet answered her questions. Walk away, said Peter, beaming. Chapter 5. The great day arrived. The entire school lined up in the playground, waiting for the Queen. Perfect Peter, dressed in his best particles, stood with Mrs. Audubon by the gate. A large black car pulled up in the front of the school. There she is, shrieked the children. Horace Honey was furious. Mrs. Ballax had made him stand in the very last row, as far away from the Queen as could be. How on earth could he find out if she had a 300 TV standing away back here? Anyone would think Mrs. Ballax wanted to keep him away from the Queen on purpose, that Henry scowling. Perfect Peter waited, catching an enormous bouquet of flowers. His big moment was here. Bow Bouquet, answer her questions, walk away. Bow Bouquet, answer her questions, walk away, murmured Peter. Don't worry, Peter, you'll be perfect, whispered Mrs. Audubon, urging him forward. Horace Honey pushed and shoved to get a closer view. Yes, there was his stupid brother, looking like a worm. Perfect Peter walked slowly towards the Queen. Bow Bouquet answered the questions. Walk away, he murmured. Suddenly, that didn't sound right. It was Bow Bouquet or Bouquet's bow. The Queen looked down at Peter. Peter looked at the Queen. Your Majesty, he said. Now what's she supposed to do next? Chapter 6. Peter's heart began to pound. His mind was blank. Peter bowed. The bouquet smacked him out the face. Oh, yeah, Peter. What had he practiced? Oh, yes, now he's remembered. Peter cursed it. Then he could a snook. Mrs. Audubon gasped. Oh, no, what he had doing wrong. Oh, the bouquet! It was still in his hand. Quickly, Peter thrust it at Queen. Smack! The flowers hit her in the face. How lovely, said the Queen. Wow, well, Peter, don't chop on my head. There was a very long silence. Honey saw his chest. How many TV have you got? Shouted Horace Honey. The Queen did not seem to have heard. Come along, everyone, to the display of children making, said Mrs. Audubon. She looked a little pale. I said, shouted Honey. How many? A long bounding arm yanked him away. Be quiet, Honey, hissed Mrs. Battleaxe. Go to the back playground like we practiced. I don't want to hear another word out of you. Horace Honey tugged off to the vet with Mrs. Ballax's birdy eyes watching him every step. It was so unfair. When everyone was in their own place, Mrs. Audubon spoke. Your Majesty, Mama said boys and girls, the tutors use modern tools to make down for their words. Mrs. Ballax's class were not sure how. She nodded to the children standing in the vat. The school recorder bands played grunches. Henry's class began to stamp in the bat mud and straw. How lovely, said the Queen. Horace Honey's stamper had been placed between Judge Jim and Alec R. There was a whole vat of stamping children blocking him for the Queen, who was standing in the front of between Mrs. Ballax and Mrs. Audubon. If only he could get closer to the Queen, then he could find out about those TVs. Henry noticed a tiny space between a bright brown and gorgeous grinder. Henry stomped his way through it. "Hey," said Brian. "Oh," said Grinder, "that was my foot." Henry ignored them. Chapter 7. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Henry pulled past Grady, Graham, and Whippy William. "Oh," said Graham. "Stop pushing!" "What?" laughed Whippy William. Halfway to the front, Henry pushed past anxious Andrew and clever Claire. "Help!" screamed Andrew, falling over. "Watch out, Henry!" snapped Claire. Almost there, just Moody and Margaret and Jolly George stood in his way. Margaret stopped. George stopped. Henry trampled through the dump until he stood right behind Margaret. Squish, 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 squish. "Stop stomping on my bed," hissed Moody Margaret. "Stop stomping on my bed," said horrid Henry. "I was here first," said Margaret. "No, you weren't," said Henry. Now get out of my way." "Make me," said Moody Margaret. Henry stomped harder. Squish, squish, squish. Margaret stomped harder. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Lou laughed and pushed forward. So did Digi Dave. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Sarah Susan pushed forward. So did Kung Fu Kate. Stomp, 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 stomp. Our tidal wave of modern stone flew out the bath. Sprout, Mrs. Barlox was covered. Sprout, Mrs. Oddbat was covered. Sprout, the Queen was covered. "Oof," said horrid Honey. Mrs. Oddbat fainted. "How lovely," murmured the Queen. The end.